Blame it on Trump. Money don't stretch as long as it did once. Inflation, plus these stock market dumps. My God, poor people getting screwed, while the rich get richer. Blame who? It feels like the war's on you. Life is just a crisis when you can't afford food. This fucking job barely pay my rent. Competing with artificial intelligence. Goddamn, any good news? Woo! I could use some good news. The whole world's burning. My God. It feels like the whole world burning right now. Don't know what's going on, but I know something's wrong. The whole world's burning. My God. Oh, it feels like the whole world burning right now. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I know something's wrong. Yeah. Jay-Z concert, man, who gives a fuck when the price is so high? Nigga gotta save up. Oh, these celebrities ain't trying to save us. Energy farming, attention span so low it's alarming. Woo. Niggas distracted. There's a war outside, you indoors relaxing. Government shutdowns, but still taxing. Politicians still acting. The whole world's burning. My God, it feels like the whole world burning right now. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I know something's wrong. Hey, 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 hey. The whole world's burning. My God, oh, it feels like the whole world burning right now. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I know something's wrong.
Jay-Z is trying to step back outside with this comeback move. He lined up a GQ interview that felt carefully mapped out from the jump. The questions seemed known ahead of time, and he delivered his answers right on cue. But the bigger goal looked like cleaning up the image around him and Rock Nation, at least in the public eye. During that sit-down, he basically hinted they were going on offense this year instead of staying on defense. In other words, they may try to get ahead of the talk, reshape the story early, and stop letting certain narratives grow before they become a bigger mess online. That kind of polished media play is not new either. Politicians do it all the time, and a lot of major celebrities have learned how to make a controlled exchange feel natural, smooth, and totally real.
And the truth is, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme.
When you're feeling these feelings, how do you then bounce back and get back to being Jay-Z?
I don't know. This is the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense.
So if you watch that interview without looking too deep, you might easily think, wow, this is just a regular, honest conversation there. Nah, this wasn't just some going with the flow moment. This whole thing felt mapped out from start to finish. Everything looked planned, from the styling to the vibe they were trying to push on camera. It came off like they were trying way too hard to make it feel natural, but it just didn't land the way they expected. You could tell there was a vision behind it, like, let's make this look relatable, let's make it feel cultural. But it started looking forced instead. The outfit choices, the little details, even how things were presented, it felt like someone behind the scenes was directing every move, trying to shape a certain image. And then the questions, that's where it really got wild. At one point, it basically turned into, how does it feel to be this big figure for the culture while people still criticize you? And it didn't even sound like a real question anymore. It felt more like praise wrapped up as a question, like, how does it feel to be so great? And you're just sitting there thinking, wait, what kind of setup is this? Nobody has ever said, not once in real life, Jay-Z, you're just too good at capitalism, slow down. That's not a real complaint people make, let's be honest. But this right here felt like one of those preset questions, something he wanted brought up so he could flip the narrative his way. They even threw around labels like Universal Soldier, and that's when it started sounding completely off. It came across like forced praise instead of a real discussion, and you could tell it wasn't landing the way they thought it would. That whole setup, it didn't hit the way they planned at all. Think about it. Nobody has ever said, you monetize your music too well. How dare you sell albums?
Sticking with a written testimony, you have a couple of verses on there that I really like because they kind of speak to what's going on with you in a broader sense in the culture. Like on Universal Soldier, I think it is, when you said that you don't keep the same energy for the DuPonts and the Carnegies.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this allure for the struggling artist. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take it, no one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic.
That's not a real criticism anyone is making ever. But when people talk about Jay-Z, the word that actually comes up is sellout. And that's a whole different conversation people have been having for years. If that was a real interview, the questions would have gone deeper, like asking, hold on, didn't you tell Jermaine Dupri not to work with the NFL during that boycott moment? And then later, you end up working with them and shifting the message completely. That's the kind of question people really want answered, not that soft setup we just saw. Now the conversation shifts to the NFL, and that's where things start looking even more complicated. After that deal came through, people started questioning the role he stepped into and what it really meant behind the scenes. Some critics began saying that Jay-Z took on a position that helped reshape how the league was viewed publicly, especially during a time when a lot of fans were stepping away. They felt like the messaging changed after that move, and that's what sparked all the debate in the first place. Then the talk around Roc Nation came into play, especially when stories started circulating about media narratives and how certain headlines were being pushed. People started connecting dots, saying if Roc Nation is involved, then it reflects back on Jay-Z since he's leading that whole operation. And when Colin Kaepernick spoke out, it only added more tension to the situation.
It was Nessa, and she was talking about Nicki Minaj's claims about a smear job that Jay-Z had against Colin Kaepernick. But I know for sure, that Roc Nation was seeding negative stories about Colin Kaepernick during the time that he was really in traction with Jay-Z. For sure. I've told this story before, I'll tell it again. This is another story where I give Harvey a ton of credit, right? So I'm at my desk one time. This is after the Roc Nation NFL deal has been announced. And give Harvey more credit than just with how he played this. I'll give him credit for the fact that he goes, hey, I just got this information on the phone. I know who was on the other end of the phone. I know who Harvey's Roc Nation contact is, right? I just got this information on the phone. And all of these things about Colin Kaepernick is what I just got told, right? He comes over to me and he tells me all of these things. And it was the whole Colin Kaepernick doesn't really want to play narrative. Like Colin Kaepernick didn't go to this training, or he sabotaged himself this way or whatever. Actually, it was the same thing that people had started to hear on First Take. And it was a narrative that was getting around because either it was coming from, what I thought at first is that either it was coming from players that had played with him or people that knew things. I don't know, but I had heard it before, right? And Harvey comes over to me and he says all of this stuff and he's like, yeah, did you know that he actually doesn't really want to play? And I looked at Harvey and I said, look, I don't think that we here at TMZ should be getting in the middle of what's going on between Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z.
He questioned the partnership and what it meant, while others pushed back saying he wasn't even trying to return to the league. That back and forth is exactly why this topic keeps coming up, because people see it from completely different angles and the debate never really dies down. This is the kind of reputation people keep bringing up again and again. It's not even personal, but when you really pay attention, the issue starts to look deeper than just one moment. From a media perspective, authenticity matters, and when something feels overly controlled, it immediately stands out. Watching that interview play out, it didn't feel organic at all. It felt structured, polished, and carefully guided, like every answer had a purpose behind it. And when topics like Drake and Kendrick Lamar came up during their ongoing tension, the response didn't really clear anything up either. It just added more confusion to the mix. One thing people often point out about Jay-Z is how he can take something personal and frame it like it's bigger than just him. Then somehow, the culture gets pulled in to help solve that situation, even if the outcome doesn't really benefit everyone watching from the outside.
I have no idea. Okay.
Couldn't tell you off top.
That no longer exists. And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement. And I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it. They almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now, people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing, and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth. Where the fallout lands, mm-hmm. especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing, and you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song, I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Take Tidal, for example. That platform was struggling to compete in a tough streaming market, and it needed backing, growth, and attention fast. So instead of letting it fade, the situation started being framed in a bigger way, turning a business problem into something that felt like it mattered to the entire culture. He flipped it into something bigger, made it feel like a full cultural movement. The message became, this is for us, by us. And suddenly it wasn't just business anymore. It was positioned like a mission tied to the culture itself. That's when people rallied behind Jay-Z heavy. Artists like Rihanna and Nicki Minaj got involved through exclusive deals and equity promises, which made it look like something powerful was building. But later on, critics started saying the outcome didn't match that original energy, and that's where the backlash really kicked in. Now fast forward, and you got a whole different situation brewing with Drake and Kendrick Lamar fans going back and forth. Some feel like Jay-Z leaned toward Kendrick, and that move didn't sit right with certain groups, especially those riding for Drake. It even got deeper when Michael Eric Dyson spoke on it publicly. He mentioned that after writing something positive about Drake, Jay-Z reached out to challenge that perspective and explain why he disagreed. That right there had people saying, hold up, this isn't neutral at all. This looks like someone clearly choosing a side in the middle of everything. Let's be real for a second. If someone drops a glowing article about Kendrick Lamar, do you really think Jay-Z is jumping in to challenge it? No, that energy doesn't go both ways, and that's exactly why people started raising eyebrows about this whole neutral stance. From the outside, it's being framed like he's just watching everything unfold, calm and balanced. But a lot of fans are not buying that at all, especially supporters of Drake, who have been loud and consistent with their criticism, not just toward Jay-Z, but also toward Roc Nation as a whole. Even during the interview, it became clear he's aware of that shift in public opinion, and he's not the only one reacting either. Voices like Joe Budden and others openly questioned his take, especially when he suggested that battling might not be as central to the culture anymore. Now, to be fair, not everyone completely disagrees with that idea, but the bigger point people keep circling back to is simple. Whether intentional or not, it looks like he chose a side, and moments like encouraging Kendrick to perform, that just added more fuel to that perception, even if some still debate whether that move was actually wrong or not.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about it.
Well, it even kind of extended to you, right? Because people made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it was the right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like, what's that got to do with me?
Word.
Have at it. Have fun. It's almost like, not just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like, everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like, like what? Oh, Jay-Z. or due respect to him. Oh, do respectfully.
Word.
Like, for what? To what end?
Yeah.
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time.
Before you had anything to do with it.
For a while.
Yeah.
I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen at the Summer Jam. That happened, the Lexington TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
Myth Bleak, what is the Myth Bleak slugs in your hat, right?
It was slugs in your hat. It was a bunch of like little things that led up to that point. And then when it happened, I actually regret that, because I really like Nas. He's a really nice guy.
No question, Kendrick Lamar deserved that Super Bowl stage, no debate at all. He had one of the biggest years in music. Everything was hitting, and the momentum was undeniable. You could even argue names like Lil Wayne, but Kendrick earning that spot made perfect sense. But here's the thing, someone can deserve that moment, and you can still be making moves behind the scenes that look like picking sides. And from what people like Michael Eric Dyson and others have said publicly, it really sounds like Jay-Z wasn't exactly neutral when it came to Drake, and that's what got people talking heavy. So now I'm curious, what did you think about that whole interview? I watched the entire thing front to back, and to me, it just didn't feel real. It felt controlled and calculated all the way through. If you rocking with the content, make sure you tap in right now. Subscribe to Dripzine, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this video everywhere. And after you like it, don't forget that hype button pops up. Click that too. It's free and it really helps push the video out. Appreciate every single one of you showing love. Let's keep growing strong.